The button
You're
is
live.
pressed. We are live. I want to
We
get
are.
a fancy opening intro, like I saw you had the other day.
I know. So, for those who don't know, we have a little special podcast appearance of my podcast, Certified Forgotten, on the Real Love Film Festival, which is happening around Valentine's Day. And if you buy a $10 ticket, you'll have a front row seat to our first video episode of Certified Forgotten featuring Perri and Haley Fouch. And we're going to be discussing a movie called Breaking Surface that came out last year and no one knows about. And you should, because it's one of the better horror movies that even I didn't see last year.
It was a lot of fun. Matt, I hate giving you credit for things that you're good at, but I knew you guys would be great together hosting a podcast, but it's a different experience when you're in the thick of it and you're part of the conversation. But Matt, they're great hosts. Matt times two, you need to experience it, Certified Forgotten. Also, can I tell you, I think I figured out why I've never been able to pick a movie to go on the show with. I had this weird thing in my head where not only did it have to have like 5 or less reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, but also that it had to be rotten.
No,
I know that now.
And like, that's the best part about Certified Forgotten, our podcast, because we want to rediscover the movies that you guys love. So it's like every guest we bring on, they bring us a movie that has 5 or less fewer critic ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. And then from there, that's where it comes like the love of it. Like somebody brings like, wow, I'm blanking on everything, but it's like Patchwork by Tyler McIntyre. And Amelia brought that because she loves it. And it only had 2 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. And it's like, it doesn't matter that they were negative reviews. Amelia loved it, showed it to us. And that's where the episode kind of draws it's like vibrance and energy from.
I like it. I like it a lot. Do I sound a little better right now, by the way?
You do. You switched your mic over. I heard it. And I'm like, something happened.
It's like sometimes I plug it in and it automatically picks it up, and sometimes I plug in and it doesn't. So I don't know. Today was an it doesn't day. Also, we need to does this. You know,
we need to does.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. I kind of heard mine that time.
It's all right. I always have it covered. Don't worry.
I'm so excited right now.
I have truly strawberry lemon hard seltzer because all my beers are on the way. So all of my blood orange IPAs and things are in the mail, and they'll be here this weekend, but not today.
I have this really great Belgian style wheat ale. It's so great, it's so crisp. It tastes great.
Enjoy it.
It's been a crazy day over here. So today is Lonnie's birthday. She's probably not watching this. Happy birthday, Lonnie. I recommended she watch Spontaneous tonight. I guarantee you she doesn't take my recommendation, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. And then tomorrow is my mom's birthday. So
double birthday.
We're having a whole lot of celebrations here. And we also have to celebrate that 2 of the 4 members of this household now have 1 vaccine shot done.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to celebrate. That's a great thing.
I feel like it's a good day, and we had to paint a room in the house, so we got some like work done in the house too, which is nice and unusual.
Production, health, you've got everything going on over there.
Yeah, a little bit of everything today. Now we're going to talk about movies.
We are. Let's just start with fucking Jared Leto. Let's just start with the nominations.
All right, let me just pull up all the SAG and Golden Globe nominees. So I have my lists here.
I have the Golden Globes up too, if you need me to rattle through anything.
Okay, I've got SAG, and I'll probably ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Show me some Golden Globe stuff. So,
where do you want to start? Like snubs, like surprises?
I don't know. You said Dewey had something to say about it.
Yeah, what Dewey? Where would you like to start with the awards nominations conversation?
He heard you say his name, and he's coming through the door now. I think we should start with what you said.
Okay, so should we start with Mr. Jared getting a? I mean, can I just say undeserved nomination? Can I just outright say that?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel the same way. I think he is a great actor.
In some things, I agree with you.
But I think the things that he has received accolades before are well deserved. But that movie was not. Did you watch that movie?
I have the screener for it. I have not, because I've heard terrible things, and I'm still focused on just getting what I need to get done for my voting purposes. But
if I made a worst of the year list, that one, I was really put off by it, and I don't mean to say, you know, anything too extreme in case anybody else out there really did like it. I respect your feelings on it, but it did not work for me at all. The whole thing felt extremely pointless, and not that I thought that Jared Leto was necessarily doing the wrong thing or a bad thing in the movie, but the movie overall didn't serve his performance well. And when that happens, how can you possibly elevate Jared Leto's performance in The Little Things above Delroy Lindo's performance in Da 5 Bloods? It makes no sense whatsoever to me. I would have been upset if Jared Leto got this spot, no matter who he was up against, but it hurts even more knowing that Lindo was completely overlooked.
And, you know, I saw tweets going around again. I have not seen the film. I didn't see The Little Things yet, but I saw people who did see it were tweeting things around the nature of, what's even worse is the fact that even if you're going to nominate a supporting performance from The Little Things, why isn't it Rami Malek? Because he's doing way better things from what I've heard. It's like, why are you picking literally the least impressive supporting performance if you are picking from the Little Things? Like, everything about it is baffling. And what you just said about Delroy Lindo is, there is no reason for this to be happening. There is no reason for, it feels like one step forward, two steps back, because we've had Natalie Portman call out the Golden Globes and whatnot for not having female directors be awarded a Best Director nomination. This year we have 3. So they took a step forward, but then they just forgot all the Black stories and all of the international stories and completely left them off the table. And it's like, well, you can do both. Like, you're allowed to. You don't have to just meet the woke quota and your probably like opinion and stuff like that and like go that way. Because it's like, even for me, Best Supporting, I'm shocked that I watched Minari and I watched Will Patton's performance, and it's like, yeah, but to me, one of the big snubs, and like, I'll just say one of my snubs overall, that like, I put Will Patton on every Best Supporting list that I voted for in all my critic guilds in Minari. I think he's phenomenal, Minari. I think for a supporting,
yeah.
So like, I've had him on every one of my lists, and his name is nowhere. Like, no one's talking about it.
Yeah, I mean that's something that feeds into the definition of whether or not something is a snub. It's like, you can't necessarily say someone is snubbed if their odds of ever getting in to begin with weren't there. But, you know, with Delroy Lindo in particular, that's someone that I had in, you know, not on the bubble in any sense. He was a shoo-in for me on all of my prediction lists, and he's been on all of my personal ballots too. I don't, this one really bothers me. I feel like I'm getting like very sensitive about this right now, but it really rubs me the wrong way.
Because there's no precedent for this. There's no precedence for this kind of selection, I guess. There's nobody pushing for this elsewhere. There's nobody saying these things like they're courageous enough to make this pick. This pick is just nonsense. It just doesn't make any sense across the board. And in a year that shut out, again, a lot of Black stories. Best Picture, they didn't care about Black stories this year for this particular awards. But yeah, to like shut out across the board, and like, again, Lindo especially, do you think this has to do with Da 5 Bloods coming out too early? It's just out of curiosity.
That is what I had brought up. We did a mini FYC the other night on this channel, and that is one point that I brought up. But the other thing that I think might be an even bigger factor is that Netflix just has their hands very full this award season. And given how well Mank and The Trial of the Chicago 7 did, perhaps they're just putting more resources behind those than they are Da 5 Bloods, which, you know, is unfortunate. I didn't really like Mank. I admire parts of it, didn't like Mank. And The Trial of the Chicago 7, I did like, but I didn't love it. If I were the one picking Best Picture nominees, it would not make my cut. And I'm not just talking about my favorite movies of the year, my top 10 movies of the year. I'm talking about things that I do think deserve that Best Picture nomination. And, you know, that one's not it.
I mean, and for me, Mank 100% is fine. It's old school Hollywood, and it's Fincher just being given a massive budget to like do a passion project, which is great. Like that's fine, but it also just is too long. It's too into Fincher's creative process, so no one's telling him no. And the only thing I do think Mank should win is Reznor and Atticus Ross's original score. I think hands down that's probably my favorite because they go back and they do this whole jazz score, which really works for the film. It's one of the things that highlights like the energy of the film, and it highlights kind of the time period. That's what brings me back. Trial.
I'm perfectly fine with the nomination in that department. The win is going to Soul, though.
Which is still them, which is great. It's so funny. Like they have my two favorite. I think Mank is better. I do think Mank is better just because of how it takes over that story in Mank, I think. But Trial of Chicago 7 is just easy, safe Sorkin. There's nothing to it that I think is emotionally deep. It tells a story that's important, but it does it in a way that kind of glances over it. And again, it goes too long. And one of the big things I will say again is kind of not great at telling the black story in this whole thing in Trial of Chicago 7. And it's like that to me, again, is this thing where it's a bunch of white people voting for the Trial of Chicago 7, kind of saying like, this is the empowerment that we see. And all of the critics who saw it from a different perspective, like that opinion doesn't matter. Like literally by putting that Best Picture nominee there versus all the other stories you could have picked. One Night in Miami specifically for me, I can't believe that got snubbed from Best Picture, but
for Trial of the Chicago 7, when I first saw it, I liked it, but parts of it felt contrived and unnatural to me. I still think it worked well enough, but the bigger thing right now I'm curious about is after having seen Judas and the Black Messiah, which I thought was excellent, I'm very curious to go back and rewatch the Trial of the Chicago 7, because if I were to make a prediction, I think I'm going to wind up liking it even less.
Yep, that's exactly what you're saying. It's just the biggest failure of Trial, I think, again, besides being contrived, is telling the black story in this whole Trial of Chicago 7. It just gets pushed to the wayside. It's not handled anywhere near the way it should be. And Judas and the Black Messiah, I would be very curious to double bill those and see how I feel about Trial right after that.
You know what my least favorite shot in Trial is? And I think this like encapsulates one of my biggest issues with the movie is, the scene. So it's not really that much of a spoiler, guys. The scene in the courtroom where why is his name escaping me? John.
Wait.
I love how I remember his first name and I don't remember the rest of it. Right?
It was like you got John right. I mean, and
I've seen him in like 1,000,001 things. I know his filmography fairly well. It's Friday, guys. Give me a break.
Look it up. You're fine.
Oh, like John Carroll Lynch. Jeez.
Yeah, John. Yeah, okay.
I feel like usually you remember like the last name or something.
The Carroll Lynch is the part that you remember. You're like, John, John.
John. But anyway, there's a scene in the courtroom where he does something fairly out of character, out of rage, and he hits someone. And it's like, that moment was perfectly fine on its own. You get this moment where someone who's super, even keeled and relaxed goes, above what you would expect of him, and he gets violent. And rather than just leaving it at that, they have this shot that cuts to his child in the audience of the courtroom.
Yep.
You didn't need that. That's an example of taking away from the moment by taking it a step too far. And I think there's a couple of examples of that throughout the movie. Again, I like the movie well enough, but those are reasons why it is not Academy Awards caliber to me.
It ends on a shot that is basically out of like The Naked Gun almost. Like it ends hilariously. And this shouldn't be a hilarious thing, but like Frank Langella's judge turns into a Muppet and starts banging the gavel down and shouting contempt in court. And the camera just pulls out as everyone's cheering. It is fucking hilarious, and it never should be. That's the ineptitude of this film, and that's the way that it is just so surface value. It doesn't understand that all these hilarious moments that it is creating are hilarious. They think they're being very emotional. Maybe think they're being very deep, but it's done in a way that it's never substantial. It's never something that you watch and you feel emotionally connected to. It feels like you're watching a recreation. It feels like you're watching something that is just going through the notes that it thinks you want to see on an emotional level. And it's manipulative in that way. It's just not a great story. It tells you what happens. That's fine, but it doesn't do so with cinematic intent besides satire and spoof in a way.
I will say, though, I am very much okay with Sacha Baron Cohen getting awards for his performance, because I do think his work in that film is an example of like him elevating the film. He makes it even better. And in some of the other instances where folks get nominated for things that I don't like, I don't think that, even though their performances are fine, I don't think they're elevating the movie in the same way.
I like how Travis is like, was the Muppet thing a metaphor, or did that actually happen? It's a metaphor. It is still Frank Langella as the judge. He doesn't turn into a Muppet at the end of the film. He just acts like one, and it is so ridiculous.
All right, let's look at some of these SAG nominations, because we didn't cover any of the SAG nominations the other night, and I haven't had a chance to blab about them.
Okay, blab.
Outstanding performance by a male actor in a leading role: Riz Ahmed, Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Hopkins, Gary Oldman, and Stephen Yeun.
Yeah. I mean, I like that Yeun's here. Yeun should be there, and I'm glad they recognize that.
The only one I would maybe take out, like, it's definitely tied to me not liking Mank. But
Oldman was nowhere near mine. I didn't put Oldman near any of my.
I mean,
my personal picks. Personal again.
I guess to me, Oldman's spot. Sorry, I'm looking at my Gold Derby right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, Oldman's spot, I guess, would be the Delroy Lindo spot, because he's in the best actor category. And then if not him, I would put Tahar Rahim, who I thought was phenomenal in The Mauritanian, or maybe even Lakeith Stanfield for Judas and the Black Messiah. He's great too. I
would put Kingsley Ben-Adir there. I think Kingsley deserves to be in there. One Night, I mean, I'm just going to say outright, like, One Night won me over. The performances up and down the board, I think they all should have been recognized on some level. I know you can't, but like, to me, that was a performance piece in the sense where who do you even pick as the supporting? To me, they're all leads.
Well, that's a hard thing with a lot of these, because even, again, bringing up Judas and the Black Messiah, I guess for some reason, Daniel Kaluuya felt very much like a lead to me.
Yeah, I think he was all over the promotion.
Yeah, just I mean, even screen time and the weight that individual has in the movie compared to the other characters we're talking about. Yeah. He just, I don't know, he felt like a commanding force. And if I were to just walk away from having seen the movie and pick a place for him, it would be in the lead category. But again, I understand what goes on with these campaigns. You can't have, or at least if you can avoid having your heavy hitters vying for the same nominations in the same category, it's better off for the campaign, and there are ways you could split them up. But that's not my mind.
But again, though, I like seeing Stephen Yeun there, because did Stephen Yeun get a Golden Globe? I'm going back to it right now. I'm just checking it.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, so exactly. So like, again, the ineptitude of the Golden Globes to acknowledge internationally, at least.
I mean, I enjoy the Golden Globes, and I think all of you know me well enough. I'll take any excuse just to, recognize creative work that excites me, but I'm also very well aware that a lot of the things that are nominated for Golden Globes are, a little maybe out of left field sometimes, perhaps serving another purpose. I don't know. I don't put so much stock in what winds up getting nominated. Where I think the Golden Globes do play a somewhat significant role in the Oscar race, though, is I really do believe if someone gets up on that Golden Globe stage or on the Zoom this year, whatever winds up happening, and gives a jaw-dropping speech, that then influences what someone might think about them going forward when they have to put names on their own Oscar ballot. And I mean, similarly, you can also look at it just from the nomination standpoint too, because the truth of the matter is, as much as we all love movies, as much as we all love the movies we saw, let's say over the summer, like something like The Five Bloods, the ones that are freshest on your minds are the ones that you have seen most recently. And that is, I mean, the stuff we get in the mail isn't just to say, here, like, here's a blanket, let me buy your vote. It's to make sure the title is on your mind, fresh on your mind. And if that means sending a package at just the right time, or giving you a blanket with a title on it that happens to be sitting somewhere where you could see it often, that could give someone the edge just because they're more aware of it.
I agree with you 100%. And that goes back to what you were saying about, was Defy Bloods too early versus something like Trial of the Chicago 7? Because I can confirm to you that I got the Defy Bloods press screener in a little envelope with a bunch of other screeners mixed in, and I got a giant box just for the Trial of Chicago 7 that listed everyone who's eligible. I got this like table, coffee table book. I got the soundtrack. Like, they loaded a box with everything possible for Trial. And Defy Bloods was just kind of in a package with some other movies. And it was like, all right, I see where you're putting your money. Like, I see what you're doing here.
Well, I guess I have a Trial of the Chicago coffee table book waiting for me. It's really
gigantic.
Like, what was delivered to the East Coast and what was delivered to the West Coast. But I definitely have probably like 24 boxes in my apartment right now.
You do. You have a box fortress you're just going to go back to. Your apartment is going to be a box.
Dewey's going to have a good time when we get back. All right. Outstanding performance by a female actor in a leading role: Amy Adams, Viola Davis, Vanessa Kirby, Frances McDormand, and Carey Mulligan. If I had my choice, the only one who I would pluck out of this is Amy Adams. I think she always... I've never seen her give like subpar work. And I think she does what she needs to do well enough in Hillbilly Elegy, but you know, it's no surprise. I didn't love that movie, but when I'm looking at Amy Adams' performance and Glenn Close's performance, and I'm going back to what I said before about elevating a movie that isn't that great, I see it more in Glenn Close than I do in Amy Adams, which has made me more okay with Glenn Close getting nominations. But, you know, I think Amy Adams has been far more deserving of nominations and wins even for some of her other work.
I would throw in the Elizabeth Moss pick. That is the one that isn't there for me. And here's the thing that probably isn't the popular opinion is I would throw Elizabeth Moss in, and I would do it for Shirley. I wouldn't do it for the Invisible Man. And I know everyone thinks the Invisible Man is the one that should get Elizabeth Moss the attention. I think the performance is better in Shirley.
I will say, even though you think that's not the popular opinion, I can't believe how many people have said that to me. And I think it's just become the thing to say because it seems so unlikely that she would get nominated for a genre movie, which is, you know, it's true to a point.
Shirley is very much a genre movie. I mean, Shirley is just not just as much, but
okay, you know what I mean. Genre as in closer to the horror department. Yeah, I'm definitely in the habit of saying genre versus horror because when you say horror, I mean, actually, this would have been the time to say horror because the point, like my point being, is that horror boxes you into something.
Yeah, and I mean, I would still argue that Shirley is a horror movie. I would argue that is psychological horror.
I would agree with that argument.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, like, the other thing too is, The Invisible Man is just straight horror, and it's a Blumhouse horror movie. But Blumhouse has had its wins. I mean, you go back to Whiplash, that was a Blumhouse title, so it's like Jason Blum has the Hollywood credits. I don't know, maybe it's possible.
I wouldn't mind seeing it make a comeback, but I also think I was just gonna root for it for cinematography and score.
Oh yeah, cinematography would be a very.
I think there's a real chance too.
I think that because the cinematography in Invisible is its biggest selling factor, and as we've talked about Invisible, and I've talked about Invisible to no end, but the way it mixes paranormal activity and the blank spaces, and you do all these things that you know there is a killer right there in front of you, and you can't see it, but the camera still is just so. The way it maneuvers around that empty space is still so terrifying. So I think cinematography would be the one thing I would be like, Invisible Man. Yeah, absolutely. Like, give that hands down. But there's also brilliant cinematography elsewhere. There's so much good cinematography in Nomadland. I think there's a lot to appreciate around the Academy right now.
Here, before we like end the show, I want to get to my my gold derby in that, just to see where things are right now. But here's a couple comments here, because I think it's good to bring these up.
Yeah, bring them in.
Here, 71 says, a lot of my friends like Hillbilly. It's a popular film outside critic circles, and yeah, I'll admit that's true. I mean, I'm standing by my reaction to the film because it's my honest reaction to the film. But I have seen a lot of people, speaking its praises, and I get that, and I'm glad they wound up liking it. What else do we got here? I would like to see a surprise for Elizabeth Moss come Monday with Critics' Choice. So would I. Here's another good one. Mark Chapman.
The assistant. Yeah.
Yeah, not Warner though. Julia Garner for The Assistant could be a good nomination. I very much agree. She really does carry that movie. And we've got Travis Earl, who is dying to see Shirley. Go see Shirley.
It's on Hulu. It's there. Give it a look. Right. Also, I know this isn't a popular one. I know there's no way it'll get traction, but I really liked Affleck in The Way Back. I really did. I thought however formulaic you call the movie, I just think Affleck was one of the better performances this year, and in a way that it let him have something to really dwell on, and something to dwell on that kind of is personal to him too. You just get this personal comeback story coming out of him, and in the context of the film, that it gets even deeper into these things where he doesn't usually get that role to play. He doesn't usually get. I'm trying not to spoil like the main plot point that he has to deal with outside of basketball, but all of that stuff, I think it really gives him a lot to chew on as an actor, and he hasn't had that to do in a long time. So it stands out for me. I don't know.
I don't blame you for saying that. It's an especially good Affleck performance. We kind of did talk about the male actor in a supporting role category, but just in case you guys want to know the names, it's Sacha Baron Cohen, Chadwick Boseman, 4 to 5 Bloods, Daniel Kaluuya, Jared Leto, and Leslie Odom Jr. So at least to 5 Bloods and One Night in Miami got a little love there.
Not enough love elsewhere, though.
No, I agree. And in female actor in a supporting role, it's Maria Bakalova, of course, from Borat, Glenn Close from Hillbilly Elegy, Olivia Colman, who is, I guess, my pick to win, maybe, in The Father. Oh, no, the grandmother in Minari. I'm not going to pronounce her name properly. Just
go with it.
No, I don't, because, I want to honor her properly. I'll just leave it at that for now, but trust me when I tell you I'm going to look up every interview possible just so I say it properly from now on, because I do think she's going to go all the way to an Oscar nomination, and I hope that winds up being the case. And the 5th one there is Helena Zengel from News of the World.
Yeah, those all make sense. Those are all good. I also like to see, was it the Golden Globes, that foreign language, one of them is La Llorona. And I was curious to see if that would actually get the pull. I was curious to see if that would actually come through, and it is coming through now. So it's kind of like, I don't know. Is there a chance this gets the actual Oscar nod? I don't know if it has the legs, but God, I would love to see it. I would love to see La Llorona get that play.
You've been telling me to watch it for forever, and I feel like this nomination creates so much more urgency, and I wish I had listened to you sooner.
Dude, it's good.
I know.
Just listen to me. You should listen to me.
I know. The nominees for Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture: To 5 Bloods, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Minari, One Night in Miami, and The Trial of Chicago 7. I think we're all on the same page here. The more love for To 5 Bloods, Ma Rainey, and One Night in Miami, the better. I do wonder if, I emphasize this every year because I think it's true. People voting for these awards are human beings. And even though you would hope that, there's some sort of mathematics behind their choices, and they really are voting for the absolute best in every category, there are, human things that come into the equation, if I vote for this in the Best Actor category, then maybe I shouldn't honor the whole ensemble. Or if I'm more inclined to look at it as a fantastic ensemble piece, I'm not going to select individual actors from that movie for the other categories. You know what I mean?
I do agree with that. Yeah, I think the way people vote is very different. I think the way that, again, what they're seeing, it's like something on Shudder to the general voter is going to be harder for them to see versus Netflix that makes everything available. And like it's the unfortunate thing that you want to believe that everyone is doing their due diligence. Like not even watching everything. I know how insane that is because we vote and we can't watch everything. It's impossible. But
hard.
There are some movies like La Llorona that have been getting this attention so steadily, and they've been getting that push for so long that you would hope that it would at least be prioritized by most. At least most voters would kind of be like, all right, we have to give this one a try. Because like, I get it. Like Shudder put in La Llorona and like End in Pedagore. And of those two alone, like they put in both of them, but like they put in for La Llorona. So it's like, yeah, no one's going to watch in Pedagore, unfortunately, unless you're a Shudder subscriber. But La Llorona has been getting that attention. And again, if you're a voter, like you have to recognize the fact that like, all right, like everyone is looking at this. Everyone is looking at La Llorona. I have to see at least what's up.
Here's another good comment from AJ Post, who does have a point here. I'm glad the Globes are a little wacky and SAG always has one or two curveballs. Boring when same nominees and winners at every single award show. Spread the wealth. You know, again, I bring back, mathematics and how neat and organized. You know what bothers me a lot? That I'm a part of multiple critics organizations that require me to submit my ballots at different times of year, especially this year because of the varying award schedule due to COVID. And it bothers me that my ballots are all slightly different because there were a good chunk of movies I hadn't seen at the beginning of December. And even the one that I filled out at the very end of December is different than the one that I just submitted last week.
Online film critics I had to put in 3-4 weeks ago, and I could only vote for things in the 2020 period. Their rule was if your movie came out after 2020, it's not a 2020 movie. So like I couldn't even vote for all these movies, and I'm like, well, shit, what the hell am I even voting for here? Like it was such a weird thing to vote on because half of my favorites this year all came out post that. And then I had to vote another circle that was like, well, we're not recognizing like certain it was hard to decipher what was a considered movie because it was theatrical and where it released, and it almost made it sound like that we were only voting on like Hulu and Netflix. Otherwise, outside of that, they weren't major releases. It was bonkers. So it was just like it was trying to decipher all these things, and I just voted for mine every time. I was like, listen, you can not take this into consideration, but like, yeah, no, sorry. These are my best movies of the year. I don't care where they release. I don't care what you consider them to be. They are movies.
This was OFCS?
No, that was a different one.
Oh, okay. I'm like, yeah. I don't remember some of these rules. Did I fill something out wrong? Because I'm used to OFCS. I am. I'm very good at I'm very strict when it comes to reading the rules, and literally takes me days and days to fill out these ballots because I stress about everything I pick, but then I also stress about the requested formatting of the ballot to make sure I've done everything perfectly.
Yeah, no, totally.
All right, rolling through some of the Globes and the big surprises here. Matt, stop me if I skip over anything that really caught your eye. I'm just, scrolling through, best motion picture drama. The big thing there, I think, was Promising Young Woman getting one of the spots. I think it was a little disappointing that, I guess Ma Rainey and One Night in Miami, neither of them were in the mix.
But I mean, I would argue that Promising should be there. I think that's not the issue. I think like One Night should be in the mix as well. I think Promising earned its place there, though. I think some of the other ones are the
well, it's Mankin Trial of the Chicago 7 again.
Yeah. To me, it's Trial Chicago 7. Bye. Get the fuck out.
The only surprise I saw, or at least where my prediction was wrong in best performance by an actress in a motion picture, was I had Zendaya in there, and I haven't seen The United States versus Billie Holiday yet, so I don't know what Andrew Day's performance is, and when it comes to predictions, I tend to shy away from things that I can't further confirm based on my own reaction to them.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, the Delroy Lindo snub again, and Tahar Rahim actually getting into the best performance by an actor in a motion picture drama category was a nice plus.
Yeah.
And then here's a good one. Best motion picture, musical or comedy. The ones in that category are Borat, Hamilton, Palm Springs, The Prom, and music.
What is music? Like, what is music?
everybody's reaction. What the fuck is music?
Like, cool. I'm glad you want Sia at your award show. That's fine. But also, like, come on.
Sia.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know popular music. The kids listen.
I'm surprised. I'm usually very, very bad at that. And I feel like my mom is ashamed of me because she knows more music related pop culture than I do. But I was, I said this the other night, but I was reading an article that Adam Chitwood posted, and he explained that I believe music got something like an Australia release, but it still hasn't come out in the States. So literally none of us have seen it. But on top of that, I feel like I got no, press blast for it either.
This is a movie that no one has seen, that no one is, acknowledging because it shouldn't be acknowledged. And it's kind of just like...
The unusual thing about this is, even though it hasn't come out in the States, usually when something is a potential awards contender, guilds and critics organizations, they all get access to something and are sent things for it. And it's like, it seems like the HFPA is the only group that got music things.
Great. I'm glad it got its award. Or it's going to get its nomination. I hope it wins. Fuck it. Who cares at this point? Give it to him. Like, it doesn't... That award ceremony is pure chaos itself. Sure. Embrace the energy and go with it. Because, should Palm Spring win? Yeah, it's my favorite movie of the year. Do I care at this point what the Golden Globes do? No. Have fun. I don't care. Let everyone drink champagne. Do your thing. God, I haven't watched the Golden Globes for 2 years, and my life is so much better for it. But
it's fun.
Oh no, I don't. No, it's not. It's I don't get into it.
I love everything about award season. All right, we're at best performance by an actress in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. Music was the other surprise there, and also Rosamund Pike for "I Care a Lot," which I haven't seen yet, but I just hadn't really heard many folks out there talk about that movie as though it could be an awards contender. I thought, given what the HFPA usually does, I thought Meryl Streep was going to wind up in that category, most likely for The Prom, because I believe that organization loved The Prom, not necessarily for Let Them All Talk, but one way or the other, I thought she was going to get in.
Yeah. Nothing. Oh yeah, I had nothing to add there. Yeah, I agree with you. That one.
I was hoping you would jump in and talk, so I had an excuse to drink my beer.
Oh, you can always drink a beer. That's fine.
That's fair.
Silence is allowed when we're both drinking a beer.
In the supporting, in the best actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy, 2 surprises there, I'd say. Dev Patel getting in for The Personal History of David Copperfield, which I very much applaud that one. He's very good in that movie, and I feel like not enough people have seen the movie. And then the head scratcher there is James Corden in The Prom. I know what the problems are with that role. I do happen to think that was one of his best performances I've ever seen. I don't usually...
sure. It was better than Superintelligence.
Well, anything's better than Superintelligence, but I'm usually not very taken by him in films. And he's got a couple of emotional scenes in that where I was impressed by what he delivered. But again, I'm very well aware of the problematic nature of that casting, but The Prom was an easy go-to for Golden Globes. Yeah,
and again, Netflix putting plenty behind The Prom, I would say. So it matters as much as we want to say that it doesn't matter and that quality of film speaks for itself. It doesn't at a certain point with certain guilds and certain people. It's gonna be how you win them over, and you're welcome. The Prom, like, it's cool, have fun.
I'm kind of like jumping around here now. I feel like we should talk about Best Director, because for the first time ever, we've got 3 ladies in the mix. Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman, Regina King for One Night in Miami, and Chloe Zhao for Nomadland.
Yeah.
Yay. Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. Like, that's the good thing. Like, they heard the criticisms of the director category, and they did acknowledge. I'm not saying corrected, because, like, these are all deserving nominations. There wasn't a correction. It's just the acknowledgement is now there. So it's like, oh man, see, that's tough for me, because I would toss it up between Emerald and Regina King. I think both of them deserve it. I'm just saying for who I would pick in that scenario, like that's a tough one for me. I think they're both just so accomplished in that stuff, and not to say the others are not. I just think what Regina King for me blew me away because I think it's so hard to adapt a theatrical stage production into a film and have it be a film, and she accomplished that aces. I mean, freaking aces.
So, as much as I love Promising Young Woman and One Night in Miami, I have to go with my number one movie of the year and pick Chloe Zhao. I mean,
I know you had to.
That is an exceptionally natural movie. That is not an easy thing to capture. So she would definitely be my pick. But like yet again, we're broken records here. I would have the same criticism of this category as I have had for a number of categories, and I would take out Trial and Mank. I just would. I would maybe give a nomination to Lee Isaac-Chung for Minari, and maybe even throw Spike Lee back in the mix for Da 5 Bloods.
I think what Spike Lee does in Da 5 Bloods, director is the most deserving for that movie. 100% is the most deserving nomination it could get because there's a lot of jumping around. There's a lot of choices made in that film that, again, felt, I'll use natural and confident. Confidence, the better word. And I don't think many directors could pull off Da 5 Bloods besides Spike Lee. And that is a testament where I think anyone could have made Mank. That did not seem like a Fincher movie to me. That was an old school ode to Hollywood, and it didn't have any of Fincher's style. And that's fine for a movie, but when you're looking at awards categories, and also, again, Trial, get the hell out of here. There was no direction there. That was literally a formula copy and pasted. And I think somebody actually, MK Songbird brought up, there were tweets going around. There's Twitter clips of the dialogue from Trial of Chicago 7 alongside like West Wing and Newsroom. And it is just a template. It is just like Mad Libs, just with different historical events. I don't think there is much to that movie that needs to be celebrated, be it like awards contention. Beyond, I'm happy that everyone that does see something worth empowerment in that, finding it there. We all have to find it someplace. I just think that movie's boring and done.
Let me just tell you right now, I might see a beer pong partner backstage, and yet again, I have brought someone to the show who is exceptionally well prepared.
It's good. We want preparedness.
If that was part of the competition, I would be winning right now. So because beer pong is right around the corner, did we have another topic we wanted to hit? I've completely forgotten because we got so sucked into award stuff.
We were going to talk about Sundance, but if you want to save Sundance for next week, because I still have to finish like one or two things.
Well, let's like give like a little tease or something. I don't know.
We just talk about our favorite movies. I think we're going to do. So it's like
so far.
I am going to say that Coda was not overthrown. I think that stayed my favorite. Mass teased. Nas came close to taking over. And I don't think anything else really came up against those two that much. Censor is my third. So like my top three, hands down, Coda, Mass, Censor.
We have the same top two, Matt.
We do? Yeah. They were
number one. Coda is a movie that I will definitely watch over and over and over when it's available on a streaming service, Apple. Or I guess like if it's I have Apple TV Plus, I think. I think I have it.
Yeah.
And then Mass is definitely a movie that I'm going to watch again, even though it's going to hurt to watch it again.
Yes, 100%. That's a rough movie.
They're so good. I just think that speaking of award season, that movie better get a release and an award season campaign that paves the way to a SAG Ensemble nomination.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing they can do. I agree with that. That ensemble for me is going to be one of my top voted, hands down. Every performance.
I think they're all great. If I am to root for the ones that I think are, maybe most deserving and also most likely, I'm putting Martha Plimpton firmly in contention for Best Actress, and then Ann Dowd for Best Supporting.
I like that. I like that a lot. I still think Jason has a great shot in that too for Best Actor, but
it's possible.
It's a longer shot. I agree. That's a longer shot because
the two ladies have like I don't mean this like in a way that makes it not like natural in the movie, but they have the showier scenes or they're the centerpieces of the biggest showstoppers. And sometimes when you have such a powerhouse performance in a single scene like that, it winds up, stealing the thunder from the other equally great performances. But I feel like that's what's going to make the two of them in particular run away with it.
Yeah, and then again, there are other things I saw at Sundance that I can talk about, and if you want, we can save them for next week because I think there's plenty to talk about. But
more beer pong partner. So wait, can we? I don't really like doing this, but now I'm curious. What is your least favorite movie from Sundance?
My least favorite that I've written reviews for everything, so I'm fine talking about it. My least favorite, hands down, was 8 for Silver, and close was We're All Going to the World's Fair. To me, 8 for Silver is just entirely too much movie, terrible effects, and the period aesthetic is fantastic. I think the production design is out of this world, but everything else about it really falters in telling a pseudo werewolf story. I think there's a lot of cool things about being a 19th century werewolf film, and almost none of them are executed correctly in 8 for Silver.
Okay.
And then We're All Going to the World's Fair was kind of just, it's a certain kind of movie, and you have to be in a certain kind of mood for it.
Hold on, Caleb. I'll say I didn't see the World's Fair one because you gave me a warning. Actually, I didn't see either of those because you were the one who warned me. Actually, I know some other people who warned me of 8 for Silver. So I bumped that off the list. But I'll say I have to, give a little disclaimer for my least favorite of the festival because I don't think I saw anything that was like bad. Like this shouldn't have been made. And the two that I have towards the bottom of my list are movies that I admire for how ambitious they were. And they're Romeo and Juliet and The Blazing World.
Blazing World.
I was really rooting for Carlson Young, but I feel like she was at a major disadvantage with me with that movie just because that kind of stuff is not usually something that suits my taste. So I think it was a taste matter, but it's a fairy tale type story that is, it's very messy and dreamlike. And I just don't respond to that very well. But the fact that she took as big of a swing as she did to make that film the way she wanted, because if anything, I'll tell you, you could feel that personal passion oozing off the screen from start to finish. It just, if you don't get caught up in the narrative and the themes of it all, it doesn't amount to much.
Yeah, I was impressed that I liked it because it's everything you said. It's a sensory overload. It's production design out the wazoo with a meandering story that, you're either into it or you're not. That's the only way to say it. And usually it takes a lot for me to be into those kind of movies, but the impressiveness of the visual storytelling and the visual design, especially on like a movie of its independent nature, I was won over. It won me over in a way that other movies did not. And I think the comparison point in Sundance alone is We're All Going to the World's Fair, because I would say World's Fair is the same kind of storytelling approach. It just kind of floats. It just exists, and you're either along for the ride or you're not. And there wasn't enough to keep me into the World's Fair, where The Blazing World, I was always just engaged with the screen. I was always looking at something.
I always wanted to know what was going to happen next. And I guess it's similar with this other movie I want to point out, Romeo and Juliet. That's the movie that mashes up Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, of course, with screen life. And I love screen life. I'm fascinated by that format and what you can bring out of a story by using it. I think screen life and Shakespeare went together like oil and water for me. It just plain old didn't work. And, one of the qualities of a screen life movie that I think is of the utmost importance, and I know this is valuable in every type of movie, but in particular when you're doing a screen life movie, just like a found footage movie, I think you need naturalism to the max. And by making the choice to keep the Shakespearean dialogue while having kids text in modern speak, delivering the dialogue that way really took me out of the story. But like, there is no way I could get out of not commending Carrie Williams and that team for what they put together, because That's a lot of work. That is a very, very ambitious idea. And I do think we need the screen life format to take more chances like that so it doesn't get boxed into the horror genre and the horror genre alone.
Yeah, I had it on my list. It was going to be an if I get to it. I didn't really need to see it based on all the things you're saying, and I figured it might be. I'll watch it when it comes out eventually. I'll see it streaming sometime, but agreed. Take the swing. Just you're going to find your audience. That's great. Again, maybe you should watch We're All Going to the World's Fair because it plays with screen life a lot and it plays with creepypasta in the sense that a girl is trying to find her way by going into one of these creepypasta, like you're going to the World's Fair, or say this 3 times, watch a video and see what happens.
That's
and
interesting.
It's a lot of parallels to Paranormal Activity in certain ways. And I'm not saying if it's an outright horror film. It's not an outright horror film, but it likes to take the framing and it likes to take the formula in a bit and kind of play with it. So that's why I became mixed on it. I would have hated it a lot more if it didn't have those parallels, but it was a mix for me because I'm like, you're trying a lot of creepy things, and I get that. The creep factor is there, but again, the storytelling is just like you're floating higher and higher and it's getting farther and farther away from you and you're trying to grasp onto something and it doesn't care. Not always for me.
You are saying a lot of buzzwords that I like, though, so now I'm curious. Buzz. You should text your beer pong partner.
Oh, my beer pong partner already responded. Is
he here? He's not backstage.
Well, then I will yell at him.
I'm calling him out. Everyone knows who he is. Everybody go on Twitter and spam Ari right now. Caleb is here with our weekly football update. I've got the Bucks +3 and over 56 total points. So one, did I like verbally say that correctly?
You got it. You got it.
So if he's saying, all right, you have to decipher this. I don't know what this means. I got so used to figuring out odds in the other format. Now I'm confused.
The Bucks are the underdog by 3 points, and Caleb is also saying the total of the game, so the total points scored by both teams, are going to be over 56, which I think is a fair bet. I think that's a very fair bet.
Interesting. I still think that the Chiefs are going to run away with it, and I'm sticking to that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a pretty high-scoring game combined.
Every time, I'll say this every week, I will keep saying it. Every single time I try to count Tom Brady out and I say he's done and I say he doesn't have a shot, he wins. I just don't know what to do anymore. I'm not even saying I think he's going to win. I'm just saying every time I say those words, he finds a way to win. So what am I supposed to do at this point? I don't know.
All right. I'm texting my partner to come back to frame so we can hang with him for a few minutes while we wait for Ari.
That's totally fine.
What's Ari doing?
I don't know. They confirmed. He confirmed to me.
Is he having some belated anniversary celebrations? He's here.
I was gonna say, there you go.
See him.
Oh, we didn't talk about it.
Were your ears burning? We were just shit talking you.
Were you? Okay, awesome.
Talking. I wasn't shit talking my partner.
I was gonna say
the competition.
I could stand for that.
A belated happy anniversary to you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was yesterday. Feels like this week has been like 10 weeks in one. Do it.
Did you have a good time? How'd you guys celebrate?
We did it. We're celebrating tomorrow. It's just been one of those like super busy weeks. So
understandable.
We're doing like a dinner tomorrow.
Yeah, you want to celebrate on the weekend. You want to take your time. You want to have the time to do it.
Exactly.
What's the dinner plans? Are you like gonna pick something up? Are you cooking?
No, there's a place here that has like a nice little setup for social distancing, and it's like a prefix type of thing with do you know about shabu shabu? Like, do you know what that is? That style of so it's like kind of like Asian fondue. Like you cook your own food. Yeah, so we're like, okay, if we're gonna do that's like the perfect pandemic dinner date. We're just cooking for ourselves.
I love how I automatically assumed it was either order in or cook yourself, because I have 2 birthdays in the family this week, and we tried to make a reservation at like a restaurant that has each table like blocked in, and everything booked up for like a month.
Yeah,
that sounds about right. This place is actually like that usually. So we kind of looked out, but we also booked it like way back when. So
yeah, we didn't do that. All right, I have a partner for you. Are you ready to be very intimidated?
Not really.
Let's go.
It's that.
As in I'm not worried about it. Oh, look at that. Set up already. This is perfect.
Look, I mean, how nice that setup is too.
I tried.
You have like a table runner and everything.
The table runner was already here.
You didn't buy it specific? You didn't buy a specific table?
No, but I did have to go buy cups and balls like for the first time in probably 7 years. I mean, I haven't played beer pong in a very long time.
Thad, you have to hold on to them because you know what happens on Merri Hour when you win? You have to come back the next week.
Okay. Well, then I'll clear.
He's like, oh well, never mind then.
So I have to clear my calendar, I guess.
All right.
Can I ask you a question, Thad?
Yes.
What were you busy editing?
A clip for you from Ladies' Night.
Oh, the Dominique Fishback one.
Yeah.
I get comfortable talking about them before they're posted as long as they're in the can, but I have this thing in my head where if I utter it out loud before it's been recorded, I'm going to jinx it.
Completely understandable.
Like I won't even say the one that I'm doing tomorrow right now.
Don't say it. You know what you should do? Set your cups up.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. And I'm leaving you with these crazy guys for a minute while I go set up.
Okay.
Have fun.
How do we intimidate you out of here, Thad?
I think Perri already did that.
Yeah, Perri's gone. Now you're with us. How do we intimidate?
Yeah, I mean, you've already intimidated. How many weeks in a row have you beaten Perri? Is the real question. Because I assume if she has a new partner, it means that she's not on a winning streak.
I want to say we're at 4 or 5.
Okay.
I think someone in the chat correct me if you know. I think we're about.
Dad, do you want? First of all, my partner last week was Greg, and
okay.
Just so you know, Greg was playing with an aluminum foil ball, and I had a shit week when I haven't had a shit week in like months. And
the look when I went to CVS and bought cups and balls, and he was like, you're not having a Super Bowl party. Like I was like, no. I'm literally playing on Zoom with people remotely. I am not letting people into my house. I promise.
All right, I'm gonna go finish.
I like that too because that's in a running gag. Kind of everyone that's had to go and buy ping pong balls, like the same experience as you. It's just like I haven't had to do this forever, and they go and they're like, they buy them, and the people in the store are like, "You're not having a party, are you?" You're like, no, I'm doing it virtually.
I promise.
Like, yeah, but like you get a weirder look after that because you're like, wait, what? You're playing beer pong virtually?
The guy that behind the counter was pretty young, and he was like, "Oh, that's a great idea!" Like he was really excited about it. So
yeah, exactly.
You're starting a trend.
We've had certain people say that, and certain people say on the power hours too. I saw Andrew Lassane was like tweeting. He's like, "So everyone's doing these virtual power hours. Can we do one?" we're trend setting. We're trend setting.
It's a great idea
over virtual.
It's a great idea. Yeah, the party house is not my house, and so that's where all the beer pong paraphernalia lives. I bought them like a regulation table at one point. That's I think still in their garage. I don't know if it's like next to the foosball table. I don't know if it still works, but haven't been there in quite a while.
No, I know. My apartment usually is the hangout area, so it's been oddly quiet, and it's just like I have the beer pong table set up at all times now because I'm just kind of like I live here and I just do this every week, so why would I put this away? I'm not leaving my apartment and no one's coming. So it's just been that weird thing of like a plastic table is just always set up with beer pong cups.
Yeah, you don't need to clean up. My wife's out of town right now for work, so if I win and have to do this next week, this entire setup is staying put for a week.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just
yeah, I'll eat next to it. It's fine. Nope, can't hear you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I see the mouth moving.
I have something very important to say to you, though, Thad. If you're going to do that like Matt does, you have to make sure to clean your cups. You don't want to just leave the water in the cup for a week.
Oh, God, no. No.
Everyone's like they don't want to, but, you know.
You're talking up a storm, and I can't hear a word you're saying.
Am I still mute? Is it working now?
Now you're back now.
Now I can hear you.
Did you put beer in your cups?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Put water in your cups because we play like adults and we play with water in the beer pong cups and we sip our beer.
Okay. That's an interesting choice. I don't know how I feel about that, but
I mean, you can put it in the cups. Like,
no, I mean, it doesn't matter to me one way or the other.
Well, think about it. If you were playing like in person, how many times has the ball fallen on the floor and then you put it in a cup that you're about to drink out of and then schmutz gets in the cup?
Yeah, that's part of the strategy, and that's
why you got to have a rinse cup. Perri,
well, yeah.
You not do that?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
The very clean rinse cup. It's always clean and sanitary.
It's clean the entire night.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, do you want to roll through the rules?
Yeah, let me just put mine.
How full are we? How full am I putting water in these cups?
I think just so they don't fall over. I have mine like maybe a third of the way full.
Okay.
Yeah, I do the same because it's like I have my laptop close to the cup, so it's like, God forbid they weren't filled enough and I knocked a cup over. So I go a little on the cautious side of making sure they're not going to fall over ever.
I also, Thad, if you have it like that, I take a paper towel and I put it over my computer just in case.
That's all very smart ideas. You guys have done this for a minute. I like that. I like everything I'm hearing.
Now you guys made me panic and I'm filling up a little more. And I need another beer.
Andrew, you got a mind haze over there?
I do.
See, I went out of my way to get like actual like beer pong drinking beer, and not like nice beer.
Listen, I've drank many a Miller Lite or something of that nature throughout pandemic because it's like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah.
I've drank many a Blue Moon, if you were wondering.
I wasn't wondering.
Who was wondering? Who is surprised? Yeah. No one.
Who is surprised by this?
Who
is shocked by this at
all? Yeah.
No one ever wonders what the creature of habit drinks.
Yeah.
I will say though.
Reality I have.
On the way, I have Blood Orange Milkshake IPA. I have these lemon kettle sours that I'm very excited about. I have a strawberry milkshake IPA. So I am very excited for next week's whatever we do because I actually get some good beers.
Are these from Beer Drop?
Yeah, these are more Beer Drop beers. Yep. Ari likes to gamble. Ari likes to go with whatever they send, which is a fun way to do it.
It's so fun.
I get a little too obsessed and I pick. I want to make sure I'm getting exactly what I want.
All right, Matt, give us the rundown here.
Right, sorry. Okay, so beer pong rules. As we state, it's a gentleman and gentlewoman's beer pong because we're virtual, obviously. So there will be no bouncing. We cannot bounce. We cannot swan away. Gentle person. Yes, exactly.
Wait,
gentle person.
I have an important rule for Thad to hear. Thad, you know what we're not allowed to do in this game? There's no blowing. Do you remember that incident? Because I'll never.
Yeah, fair. Totally fair.
There was a very heated debate about that rule of beer pong when we were playing in the office once.
Yeah, well, because Roka's a jabroni, so whatever. Whoever's going to bring those rules up. If you're going to bring those rules up, you're a jabroni. But in any case, the rules that we play with are very simple. One isolation per person per game. So if there's a cup not touching anything and you want to take your ISO, you call it. If you hit that cup, you get 2. If you miss it, you get nothing. 1 rack per team per game. Simple enough. 1 rack per team per game. We're playing best of 3. And other than that, the only other rule is if the ball rolls back to you on the table after you've taken a shot, you can do a behind the back to try to still hit it. Again, otherwise, bouncing is out of game. So once it bounces, it's over. We're just taking shots here. And if you hit a cup, Perri's going to mirror you. So you're always going to have the same rack you're shooting at. So if Perri hits that front, you're going to take that front away, and then you're going to take your shot at what's left. That's it.
Also have fun.
Yes, also have fun. This is all for just shits and giggles.
Game, right?
This happens naturally.
It does happen naturally.
Matt, what are your pants?
Oh, the Return of the Living Dead. They're actually pretty dope.
Shit. What company did you order those from?
Cavity Colors. I can't really I'll take them. I'll move the camera later to show them, but they're
Those are really cool.
They are. I've never pulled the trigger on Cavity Colors sweatpants, and I saw these, and I had to because I will admit they're way too much money for sweatpants. That said, now that I own them, I effing love them.
I was 2 seconds away from buying Jurassic Park sweatpants that were insanely expensive, and the only reason I didn't was because they were sold out, not because of the price.
Oh.
I think in this world, in this work from home life, spending extra money on sweatpants is totally forgivable.
Right.
Don't give me that.
I bought my first pair of sweatpants in like April. The first pair I've had in 10 or 15 years, and they're great.
What better time?
I'm totally okay with it.
I feel like every press mailer I get now comes with a blanket, and it's my favorite mailer trend ever. I have like an insane amount of blankets right now, and I'm totally okay with it.
It's good to have.
All right.
Matt, I'm a little disappointed at you for not wearing sleeveless because I wore this specifically because to commemorate.
That's right. I can do that.
I've seen so many clips of your games with lots of beer pong and not a lot of sleeves.
Yeah, I blame Matt for that. I feel like last week I wore that long sleeve shirt and I wasn't making that mistake again. I'm not wearing a sleeveless shirt, obviously, but long sleeves were pushing it, and I'm blaming my shit game on that.
Well, now I have Merri.
Yeah, there we are.
Matt's wearing his uniform now.
Now you're really in trouble.
I
just bought a bunch of cryptid-related clothing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Drunken Frenzy last week. So I have like 3 Bigfoot / Nessie tank tops and t-shirts and UFOs and other shit. So.
That's awesome. Your sleeveless has to represent you. That's
All right. The champs have to go first.
Me or you, Ari?
Anymore?
I'll go first. Let's see. I've been drinking a little bit.
Thad, you're allowed to taunt them too.
Shit. Never mind.
I assumed as much.
You go like that, and then you sneak out like a jump scare.
Middle right.
Would you like to go first, Thad, or do you want me to?
You can go first, please.
All right. I gotta shake it off from last week. I don't like how I played last week. Drunk cup.
All right.
So now,
we know that.
Thad, if you hit a cup, we get to go again. So you're up.
Oh, okay. No pressure. It's also weird, like the table length. I'm trying to figure out how far away I'm supposed to stand to be at the right regulation.
We ballpark it. Don't pressure.
We ballpark right. Yeah, we ballpark regulation.
All right, fair enough. Oh, so close.
Pretty good though.
All right.
I like being able to see it.
No matter where you stand, it looks like we all have tables of a respectable length.
Yeah. I have mine pushed against my wall. It's as far back as it can go, and I go back as far as I can.
All right, Matt, how about you go first this time?
Okay, I can do that. The other middle.
Okay, I'm going to try. Oh, no. Can I try for the ISO mid-turn? How does that work?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you're not going to get it. You're going to miss it. Miss it.
Oh,
that was a good shot. I don't like that. All right. We're coming for you. I don't like the fact that Matt gets the ISO next.
Listen, I still got the ISO. Don't worry about it.
No. I thought I was going to get
it. It is funny. Literally, I haven't worn sweatpants in forever, and now I'm just buying all the sweatpants. It's just so free.
Am I the only one who's been wearing sweatpants all the time? Which one was
that? Back middle.
Oh,
nice. That was a good one to hit too.
They are. I don't wear sweatpants. I'd rather wear just shorts, but I run really hot, so when I wear sweatpants, it just burns me up.
I literally.
I'm the same way.
And sweatshirts.
All right, I'm gonna try this ISO.
All right, let's go.
Oh,
That's in there.
Shit.
I will take.
Did you make it?
I made it. So I'll take the farthest left.
He thinks he's so cool now. Don't let that ego get to you, Matt.
Listen, the sleeves came off. The sleeves came off.
Okay.
Imagine how bad it would have been if I wore sleeves.
Enjoy your leave while you have it.
All right. I'll enjoy it. I'm fine with that.
I don't like missing. I'm not used to it.
Richard was a little late with that super chat.
I'm saving it.
Yeah.
Dad's got this shit though. Those are good.
Straighten them out, Ari.
I feel like I have extra distraction right now because one of my dogs is doing some really weird shit in his toy bin. It's very, very distracting right now.
What is weird shit?
He found a place to lie down, but it's in a really awkward position. I low-key want to. I'm just going to show you because at this point, it's distracting.
Visual confirmation.
Can you see that?
Oh my god.
Is he like that?
Oh.
What's his name?
That's Butters.
Oh, Butters. You said that.
Butters.
Butters,
name.
yeah, he's the one who put me in the emergency room on New Year's Eve.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Sometimes it's not a little too close.
Yeah, a little bit. I gotta learn my boundaries.
You doing it?
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
distraction dog. Look how cute that dog is, Ari. Matt.
Pooch. I see the pooch.
Matt, Richard says, Matt, you will never make the shot.
You're right.
Oh, it worked. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for messing up Matt's shot and for your super chat.
That was Richard. That was all on Richard.
All right.
Oh, hamburgers. Yeah, there you go.
How about
Hamburgers.
not fucking missing?
Hamburgers.
What? Something's not right.
Harry, something's wrong. Harry, you're injured.
Someone cursed you.
Seriously,
Yeah.
it feels like right now.
I do really like the sound effect though. Like your mic, whenever you miss the mic sound, it's like perfect Foley for the sound of what this would be.
If there's
I love
ever
the
a
sound
movie
effects
that
you
needs
keep
Foley
missing.
for exactly.
Wait, did you get it or did it hit the floor?
It hit the floor first.
I do want to see you take it behind the back at some point.
Yeah, no, that one was way off.
Me or you, Ari?
You go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
See, it works.
Fuck.
All right.
All right. It's all right. It's all right. We're still at 2-4.
Is this podcast rated mature?
It is. It's rated very mature. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
It's rated mature
I've never
only for
asked
language.
before.
Only for language, though.
I hit the ring.
and some innuendo.
So yes, language and innuendo.
Sometimes terror, depending on if we have any demons on here.
Thematic elements.
Yes.
Damn.
Thematic elements and possible online possessions. We don't know. That's possible. Oh no.
Uh-oh. See? Over.
I started hot.
What the fuck is going
You got this, Perri.
She's gonna get this. It's been too long since she's hit a cup. We know that.
I got it. I got
Yeah.
Oh.
second
You're-
row on the right
It's the
side.
opposite effect, Matt.
So Thad, what I'm gonna recommend
Usually she doesn't do good.
what I'm gonna recommend is you go for this cup here and you say isolation, and then if you hit it, we can remove 2.
Copy that. So
And maybe end the game.
all right. So I'm gonna go isolation on that lone cup on the side there.
Bingo.
Short.
I thought that was
All right.
That was a good shot.
It landed right. It went like whoop, right in front.
Me or you, Ari?
You go first, please.
Okay.
Still trying to figure myself out.
Man, I don't know what's happening right now. I got the first 3.
Oh, bounced off.
All right. I am not at ISO.
All right.
Isolation. That cup.
All right, Perri.
You got this, girl.
Oh!
Oh.
All right. Survive that.
That felt very, very close.
All right.
That's a nice little kitchen you got there. I just noticed that.
Oh, thank you.
It is a nice little kitchen. Plenty of room there.
I can't call.
You can't do it twice, so I
already
would
had. Fair enough.
But now you can go for the whole rack, so it gives you more mobility and freedom.
Yes. All right.
Whoa, that was pretty.
Front cup.
Now the next time we can re-rack it. They're probably schwitzing right now, even in their sleeveless. They're schwitzing.
I was gonna say we ain't got sleeves on. We can't schwitz.
Joke's on you. I stay schwitzing.
Yeah, I never stop schwitzing.
Come on.
All right. Front.
All right.
Thank you.
So that
Apparently, I'm not drunk enough.
this away now.
Listen, whatever you need
I'm
to do.
also drinking this really terrible seltzer right now. It is not good.
Oh, that's bad.
That front cup.
Chug it down. Is it the Bud? Is it the lime? Bud Light lime one or whatever?
No, it's a Bud Light strawberry lemonade.
Front cup is gone.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
That was the front cup,
Look
correct?
at that. We're all caught up.
All right.
That's the
Tie game.
If you do hit this, if Thad hits, this is the game over. So if you do 2 in a row to end the game, that is game. No rebuttals.
I've never had a shot, and I won't start now.
You're right.
Yes. You're gonna start.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Pressure's
Is
on.
it me or you? Me or you, Ari?
You go.
Okay.
Flaming hot Cheetos. Damn it.
Stunk it.
All right.
And
Is that game? Or do I have to make it?
You have to make it to be game, otherwise they get rebuttal.
Nope.
Oh God, it was so close.
All right.
All right.
Close. So you guys get rebuttal. You both get your turn to go, and if one of you hits it, it goes into overtime. If both of you hit it, you get to go first in overtime.
Gotcha.
Perri, is it distracting when I put my biceps on the table?
Wow.
It's only distracting.
It is. It is.
All right. This would be a good time to actually hit a behind the back.
If you ended on a behinder.
That wasn't that
Oh.
bad, though.
And now, Thad, you hit this, we go to overtime. You don't
All
hit
right.
this, it is game. Does it distract you when I put my biceps on the table?
Very much so.
There we go.
Understandable. See, but now we've warmed up. We've caught up to you guys once, and we're super intimidating right now.
Definitely the first
I'm
game I've played in well over a year.
Yeah. The problem was you let Ari get drunker. That was your first mistake.
Yeah, real. That is.
That was your first mistake.
That's your greatest strength. I feel like I need to find the sweet spot. Just enough, but not too
I'm
much.
like out of sorts right now. Just gonna change the ball. Just a little super.
It could be the ball. Always change the ball up whenever you need a new one.
I still haven't used my fear pong balls, Matt. I'm afraid that they're so cool looking, they'll distract me.
I like the fear pop.
Maybe will help.
What does your fridge say?
It's a big decal. It says forever busy.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah, it's very applicable.
I feel like I need the same one.
I was expecting you to say for a good time call, but
no, that's on the back. That's on the back of the fridge. That's on the back.
That's actually in the bathroom.
Yeah,
it's like if it's on the back of the fridge,
scribbled on the walls.
It takes a lot to get that number on the back of the fridge.
All right, you guys are up.
All right.
Ugh.
Miriam.
Ugh.
I'll go.
Go.
Fuck yeah, front cup.
Nice.
With the best setup.
And stop complimenting them.
What? They said this was a gentle person's game. I don't believe in the distraction jump scare thing personally.
Yeah, Perri, we're not all cheap.
That's always been against the house rules when I play.
Perri is ruthless.
We got to win on the merits. Yes, I'm very aware.
All right, I got the front cup.
At Perri's competitiveness.
Competitive streak.
You said front cup, correct?
Wait, I'm curious. What is the Lloyd references in the chat? I only know one Lloyd, so I'm wondering if this is like a running thing.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh.
I don't know what that is. I'm sure he'll explain. What is this? Team Fedorov.
I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Almost off the tongue.
Doesn't it?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Right off the tongue.
All right, Matt, I'll go first.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm very cordial to guests when they're here the first time, but when they win multiple weeks in a row, all of that goes out the window. So, Ari, you got a target on your back right now.
Yeah, at this point, I don't blame you. I'm sick of myself being on here, so
You're like,
I feel bad for everyone else and for you. Matt already has to put up with me every week.
I don't feel bad about it. The W's make it all worth it.
I shouldn't miss those.
I've got to earn my keep, though. That's why I got to keep making these at least second game shots.
You hit the first cut?
Dang, I keep hitting the
We're
rim.
so close every time.
Yeah. It's a long-standing problem I've had with this game.
What do you want to do?
Go ahead.
On the floor.
Gosh, darn it.
That sounded like a miss.
Yep. And hit the laptop.
Back
Hey.
middle.
Back middle? Okay.
Yeah.
That was a good cup to have hit. All right.
Yes. It's a very good cup to hit.
The front cup on the right is mine.
Calling your fucking shot.
I got it.
Wow.
I feel like I need to keep doing that.
Yeah, you should probably. That's a good strategy to keep.
Yeah, I like it.
For the bring back.
Red Hood is
Way
over.
and I appreciate it.
What happened?
T Money's mentioning how Red Hood is an Arenado loyalist, and I totally appreciate and support that.
Yeah, we appreciate that here.
If only Evan was here to shit talk my team.
Matt, did you miss?
I did. I missed
He
it.
missed.
Oh,
That
that
was
was
your
ugly.
hair in your eyes on that shot? Is that
It
what
was, yeah. The hair was distracting me. I couldn't see through it.
All right. All right, so Thad, we have a choice right now. What do you think? Do we leave the rack as is, or do we use our one rack and turn it into a diamond?
You're jumping a diamond already?
I don't know. I personally think the diamond's a bit hasty.
All right, I think I might be with you on that. Let's leave it as is for another turn.
Yeah.
All right.
Already seeking the desperation. I get how it is, but
Well, I don't want to be the asshole and hit the front cup and leave him with a line.
Yeah.
well, it's the risk of the game.
Or just hit nothing at all.
I mean, that's been what I've been doing. So
T Money, I'm getting this. I'm getting it now because I actually did used to watch Entourage with my high school friends back in the day.
Ooh, that was.
And I love
Oh,
Lloyd.
look who's
He's
here.
wonderful.
it was right there.
Oh, I respect that, Evan. You've got important things to do. Matt, you suck.
Perri, what's with the giant piece of art in your room?
Come on.
This is Stalker Channing.
All over right now. I'm all over.
Ah,
I think we named her
Hey, no.
the Merri Hour back in May.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like,
Oh, it's not actually stalker channing.
No. We just gave her.
Oh yeah, I was actually wondering, is that stalker channing?
No.
I was like,
It's a piece of artwork that was hanging in my grandmother's house, and she moved out of her house and into an apartment a little while back, so we took this painting.
It's really nice and very striking.
Right,
and
it's very
a little
striking.
bit. I could see stalker channing.
She gives me beer pong vibes.
Really?
He loves beer pong.
I don't know about that, but
Yeah, I don't know. To each their own.
All right, whatever.
See?
Oh,
Her. And I actually hit a pretty good cup, too. I've got the back
yeah. Which one?
on the left.
See, we didn't need to re-rack.
Wait.
Wait, wrong side.
sorry, wrong side. My apologies.
Ah, yes.
My left and my right.
The mirror makes it forever confusing.
It took us like how many months to get used to that?
Yeah. Well, I've been told the mirror has two faces, so it can get very confusing.
Bad joke.
Son of a bitch.
See, if I'd made that, then the joke would have been fine.
Yeah, that would have been great. That would have been great if you followed through, but you didn't.
Yeah, I didn't. And now I've lost the ball.
Now the game's over. Now we want to go home and have dinner.
I've got more, but it now just means my dog will eventually find it and start chewing in it.
Butters is drinking water out of the cups we've already made, so I'm gonna have to.
So that's fine.
Potentially add some more water to that.
There can't be a third game because we have to refill the cups.
Hi.
Oof. Found it in the dustiest place of my house.
All right. You got it behind her. Do it behind her.
Mine lands in the potted plants all the time.
Oh, that was too much.
Okay.
Matt, is your hair in your eyes? It's so long.
The back right.
Ew. All right. So, Thad, what I'm going to recommend this time is turning it into a straight line.
I like that idea. I like that idea a lot.
A power eye.
All right.
The stoplight, the isolation, or no, the
Power
eye formation.
Which only makes me think of the Little Giants. And I'm going to hit the front cup in that line right now.
Of course you are.
You got it.
I got it.
Yeah.
Really
right?
Easy.
Was that the front
Straight
one?
as an arrow. Yeah.
Yeah, that just went right in.
All right. Let's see if I can follow suit with the front cup. What's now the front cup? Oh, geez.
Oh, I thought that was going in.
I thought it was too. It was like, whoop. Hey, gone.
Ari, would you like a straight line or a triangle?
What works better for you? Because I'm good with both.
I prefer the straight line, so if you're good with that, let's make a straight line. All right.
The only thing straight in this house.
You guys trying to copy?
That's the straightest thing in your entire apartment.
It is, even considering the dogs. They're all over each other.
Your dogs make out 24/7. Your dogs. Yeah.
They are pornographic.
Me or you?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Nope.
Front.
Damn it. Matt.
Front. Front.
So serious.
I have the most distractions right now.
I saw a paw in the corner.
Trace, keep it going. No, Butters, bark.
Trace is like unloading groceries, and Butters is just sitting here.
Just judging you for playing beer pong.
You still get the
Right.
point.
You got it.
God damn it! It keeps going more and more away from the table.
All right, we got this. We're 2-2. We're 2-2.
All right, Perri. I need to step up my game. I think you've gotten all these cups.
And that front one again. I didn't hit any. It hit right in the middle.
Right. Even the color I ordered.
All right.
That.
There it is.
Oh,
There you go.
the back one.
What's happening?
Back
I don't
cup.
like this.
Sure.
That hit
Sure.
one. So we're down 2-1. We're down 2-1.
All right.
I was opening a new package because I got yet another shirt.
Ooh, I like that.
So this is
Cool.
Is that
gifts-
Sasquatch
the
being
gifts-
abducted?
it is.
I like that
yeah,
design.
the gifts keep on coming over here.
I like that. Whenever you get a package, you're like, I forgot what I ordered, but I hope it's good.
I absolutely did.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go first.
Do it.
Matt, you shouldn't get distracted by thinking about what you're going to order in later, because I know you really want pokey. Damn it.
Front cup.
All right.
Wait, what does he really want?
He wants pokey.
Poke. Yeah, Fridays are poke nights.
Okay.
Poke sounds really good.
Poke sounds real nice. All right, let's go. Let's go, Perri. You're going to hit this. We know it. We know it already.
Oh.
So close.
All right, Thad. On
So
you.
close.
Overshot it.
You make me want to get a table runner. We still
It's like a line. It's like you can like play it and be like, all right, I'm just gonna throw on the table there.
All right.
I feel like that's what I need. One that has like one direct line to the front of the triangle.
You got this, Ari? You got this, Ari?
Sure, let's pretend.
You do. I got confidence.
Gosh.
All right.
Too much rim.
Matt, do you want pokey or pizza?
And the ball already left.
Yes, I knew that would confuse you.
All
right.
You knew giving me two options
Henry,
for dinner would confuse me.
I love how proud you are of that.
She gets so excited when she quote unquote distracts me, and she just yells things after I've thrown the ball.
I get more excited when a distraction works than I do when I actually hit a cup.
It is very true. That is 100% true.
But I'm really gonna hit this cup.
Perri, you're the best beer pong player ever, so I can't wait to see this beautiful shot.
Absolute best beer pong player.
It's gonna be so good.
Why does that always work?
You don't do
You
well.
see what you've done to me?
She doesn't
You made
do well.
me stoop to your level.
She doesn't do well with compliments.
No, 100%. If you want to get in her head, give her a positive reinforcement.
Oh.
Behind the back. There you go.
Nope.
With practice, that.
Who is this?
The fucked up thing is that I used to play tennis in high school, and anytime anyone cheered for me, I would also like choke. I had like the yips, like it was awful.
Oh no.
It's weird that positive reinforcement doesn't work. Like,
Yeah.
Like if you guys try to shit talk me to distract me, I bet that would work.
Yeah.
It would. Yeah. You got this. Sorry.
It speaks volumes. I'll put it that way.
What?
Oh.
Doesn't
It
count.
literally bounced from there.
Yeah, I gotta go still.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Look at this pretzel poop.
Yeah, already hit it.
Is it
Thank
is
you,
it a
man.
pretzel or is it a piece of poop?
I mean, it's pretzel poop. That's
Is
what
it?
is.
Like, this
Could
does
be
not,
either.
not look like a pretzel. It looks like a piece of
Looks
poop.
like poop. All right, sure. You both get a shot at it.
All
if
right.
Nobody hits the game's over. If one hits, it's overtime. If two hit, you go.
Oh my god! All right.
I mean, Perri's gonna hit it though. We know this already.
She always
She's
gonna put it
do.
She's the worst. Ah.
Behind the back though, this could be epic. This could actually be. This isn't me trying to shit talk.
Hmm.
It's closer than mine. Closer than mine.
This is you. This is your time. This is your time.
Oh.
Oh.
Daggone.
So close.
I failed you, Perri. I failed
I
you.
mean, to be fair, I didn't play the greatest tonight either. I was better than last week, thankfully, but I was still a mess.
I mean, you sunk.
I
I
wasn't
think.
great either.
I think this past game you sunk like almost all but one of the cups that we did. So.
Well, Thad,
I feel so bad. I'm sorry. You're all stuck with me again.
you have an open door to return anytime you like, because I feel like getting you on, even just like the first time, like it took a while. You're a busy guy.
Yeah, it did take a while, and now I'm the proud owner of ping pong balls and cups for the first time since I was in my early 20s. So might as well.
I
You
feel
never
like
know
we
when
should
they come
have a
handy.
flip cup week. Is that possible?
What?
Is it possible to have a virtual flip cup week?
I feel like the way we would have to do it was that with the shot glass in front with the markers, and you had to go back and forth. Like every time you flip, it would have to be like moved forward. It's the only
I'm
way.
just thinking of like the lag. I feel like there's a lag that's not present in real life.
somebody would have to be the moderator who has in front of them a shot glass and would maneuver it as we play it, and they would tell us when the game's over. I think
that's kind of fun.
I'm willing to experiment with that. Before we sign off, I'm going to give Thad the usual speech I always give him and say he's the best, and thank you for making all of my interviews make sense because they play so well because that guy edits them, and there's a lot of nonsense that happens that gets cut out.
I mean, I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, sure. That was the nice thing to say.
You should confirm, though. Confirm that.
I mean,
please confirm.
There's a file. Let me just say, there's a self-destruct button at some point.
Okay.
Everyone should have one.
That surprised me one bit. Where can everybody find you on social media or anything else you'd like to promote?
You can yell at me on Twitter at Thad Williams, which is also my Instagram handle, if you want to see dumb photos that occasionally include my cute dogs.
Well, we're checking out. Ari, what you got going on?
Oh, nothing. I'm doing grad school nonsense right now, so I'm doing like very intense things that have nothing to do with anything fun. But I'm still, I like the yell at me on Twitter thing. I would love to be yelled at on Twitter. Give my life some excitement online. At the Ari Drew, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You're stuck with me again. I'm so sorry. I've been here. I've overstayed my welcome, possibly, but I'm here again. I'll be here again. Sorry, y'all.
We're sticking with it. You have to plug something.
Me? What can I plug right now? Oh man, what have I done? Actually, no. If you've yet to hear my appearance, if you've yet to hear, I think Red Hood commented last week. Maybe it was Christy, but I was on Certified Forgotten, Donato's one of his other projects, and we covered the Poughkeepsie tapes. If you like horror and found footage, which I love both of those things, as does Donato. So go give us some streams, clicks, downloads, all that stuff.
There's no way Poughkeepsie Tapes has less than 5 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
It does, and we talk about it. Yeah, it has exactly 5.
Yeah. But that's very surprising to me.
That might be a topic of the conversation. Yeah, I'm going to plug a few things in the sense that, again, Perri and I and Haley and Matt Monagle on Certified Forgotten, we have a virtual episode at the Real Love Film Festival, which you can sign up for still. Badges are available, and it's in about 2 weeks from now. So check out Real Love Film Festival, do that, see our exclusive episode that will only air there. Also, this week, today, I just announced that I have a short story in a book called Curtains, and it's all proceeds go towards musicians and venues that are suffering because of the pandemic. So things can't be open, so we all wrote some fun horror and comedy short stories around going to concerts. I wrote a short story about trying to maneuver your way through a crowd at a concert with a beer, and it gets horrifying. So yeah, if you want to donate some money and do something fun like that, again, it's called Curtains. It's ebook, and it's in print on Amazon, so look for that. Again, my Twitter, @DonatoBomb. Go there. All that stuff's there. And all my Sundance coverage on what to watch is wrapping up this week.
I get so surprised when you promote something that I don't know about.
I know.
I've always got things going on.
That was a lovely
I've always got things going on.
I want to read that story now. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Nemiroff. And if I'd pick something to promote right now, it might be my interview with the Dinosaur Man. Sam Neill himself, Alan Grant. It was a super cool conversation. Check it out on Collider. That's it. We're done. Have a safe weekend, everyone. We will